Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 22nd of October. So looking at the euro dollar, and well, it yesterday put in a little bit of a reversal bar, potentially spinning top there. We do have the weekly pivot below, which could be an attraction to price. As you come down the time frames, well, you can see a bit of divergence on the euro on the 4-hourly chart here on RSI there, and then when you come down to the 60-minute, well, you can see this sort of trend line that's appearing across the lows here. So a break of that could, and it's sort of the area I'm looking at this morning. See if that breaks down towards its S1, and maybe that weekly pivot, as I was saying, has got potential below. So tight old range yesterday in real terms. It doesn't look that tight on here, but you're in 5 pip intervals, so it's a relatively small range. But if this breaks down this morning, then, well, as I said, I'm looking down towards that weekly pivot. Okay, the pound. Let's come up time frames here. Pound, it's done pretty well. It too pushed up, put a new high in yesterday. There was a bit of divergence around the highs there yesterday morning. It's slow, stodgy here at the moment. Again, got the well, there's a weekly pivot further down and a daily pivot below, which may just draw it down at the moment. Again, we're waiting for the vote, and we don't even know when this vote's going to happen. It's a ridiculous parliamentary sort of system we've got at the moment, and it's we just wanted to see what the vote goes, and then hopefully we'll see where the currency goes. But for now, it does increase the risk that it sits in. As I say, it's sorry, I've got a 30-minute chart. It's just changed that back to 60. It's as I say, all for me, it's lining up to get back towards that daily pivot. And maybe if we see the break of the green line that I'd drawn on here previously. There we go. That green line, maybe along with the 50, etc., we may see it break down a little bit further towards that weekly pivot. Okay, but beware, it's just so much risk involved on that at the moment. The dollar yen, well, managed to bounce off the weekly pivot area yesterday. That doesn't mean to say it's all done and dusted, but it's had a move down. In fact, it was air kissed the 4-hourly 50. Is this bear flag? Is that a bull flag in a bear market? We'll see. It's not the clearest in terms of where it's going at the moment. We've seen money going into it, out of it. At the moment, well, looking yesterday, in the end, it managed to trend back upwards a little bit. Higher lows, higher highs coming through here. Just need to watch this, but I haven't got a trade on it at the moment. But untouched daily pivot below may just draw it down further. It's not the clearest from where it sits at the moment. A lot clearer before, but there we are. Aussie dollar. Well, managed again another market that pushed up against the US dollar. Dollar weakness across the market, but again we've got divergence at the highs here. Just consolidating where it's sitting at the moment. Again, it's got a weekly pivot below, so a lot of these markets, if they start breaking down, we've sort of got some half decent targets for them, but obviously it needs to start breaking down first. Maybe a break of the daily pivot here, that 50 MA, bit like euro in that respect. It just needs to see it break the 50s, and maybe we've got a bit more correction to be had on these. Otherwise, well, I was going to say otherwise on a lot of them, they're in a tightish old range, but they could pitch up and make new highs, so there's the potential for that. Canadian dollar, this moved in a beautiful trend yesterday, and so often we just see it sit in chop ranges and whatever else. Last few days it's been moving, it's strengthening against the US dollar, and quite solid days, some of those. So we're back down now to its S1 pivot there on the weeklies. Where to today? Where it has got daily pivot up. I mean, it could be a sell back into the daily pivot if it was to get there. I'm just looking, there is some divergence, so again I'm just looking, there's a bit of divergence across this 60-minute time frame here, and there could, I mean, by doing so we're triggering the divergence, may see a bit more upside from that. So there is, as I say, there is a bit of divergence sitting there on the Canadian dollar, but just in the normal pattern here, it does look like it's in a half decent downward trend at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it for me there. News-wise today, got core retail sales 130 for the Canadian dollar or Canada, key core retail sales, and potentially there's a parliamentary Brexit vote in the Commons. Not too sure how likely that is. And then later on, another Canadian bit of data, the Business Outlook survey at 3:30. So nothing mainstream really there. So that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.